Welcome to Conscious Business Talks. I wanted to talk to you about something that seemed pertinent in my own day and my life today. And with the new year coming on, it's December already. Can you believe it? But anyway, I was having a really good deep look at exactly where things are at, so I can intentionally plan to see how I can get to where I want to better. And that whole idea about taking stock and being really honest and candid with my intentions, with the directions, and making sure that the direction is still pointed where I want to be, and in alignment with my values, with the way I want to show up in the world, and what I want to see as I get closer to what my vision, my mission, my heart tells me that's where I want to be. So, and it's not, tell me if this resonates with you, but that deep, hard, honest, candid look, it's not always as easy as it sounds, because A, you have to make time for it. B, you have to realize that you need to do it periodically. And you also have to get pretty brutal about it in terms of looking exactly where you're at and what's around you, and also at the fruits of what seem to be produced or producing based on what you've been doing. So that requires a level of connection and honesty and time that sometimes we're too busy to provide. So this is something that seemed appropriate for me, because I had things have, oh man, today was a busy day, but really productive, amazingly positive in terms of the results, but busy. And this word busy, when it starts to show up too many times in my life, I got to take a look. And also some conversations, my dad being in the hospital again, it's just, and then conversations with physicians, caregivers, some things that dropped, and so on and so forth, amongst all the things that go on with life, what's around me, people who are important to me, my work, my clients, all of those things, fitting all those pieces in the places where they need to be. And then the piece that always is so important in my life, but as I looked candidly, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's not actually showing up in my life quite as often or in the way that I was envisioning. And that part is fun. Like, don't get me wrong, I have fun in all kinds of little things as I go along. I had fun in multiple things even today, and today was back to back busy. I still had fun, but it was it's the image, the picture of fun that I want to infuse, just about all of the creativity and creation process that I'm involved in. And I was thinking, wow, I'm like really focused and targeted these days, but is fun still a part of it? Or am I just being so driven towards it that I have forgotten to make sure to take a step back and say, am I still creating enough space around me to have fun? For that process itself to be fun, for anybody who interacts with it to have that sense of fun. And I decided that it wasn't just that one bit that I wanted to focus on. It was a good time to take stock of all the important facets that are part of my life and what allow me to show up in the way that I want to for everybody who interacts with me as a person, human being, definitely, right? I'm right here as a person, but also as a leader and a business owner. So it seemed pertinent that I bring that to you, and also also, as I'm sharing that, inspire you to take stock and to see what taking that stock, to take a look at your health, your work, your play. Are you have that bit of fun that goes into things, and also really your like all the different things, your growth, your development. Man, anything that allows you to be infused with the energy that you need to have. For me, the body that allows me to do the work, the being that I am, that involves the relationships, that involves the spirit and the aspects of my higher self, the balance that is in my life because of the people that are in it, and certainly my work, my business that shows up. And those are the core four that I borrowed from Garrett White, because he has the system around that. It really appealed to me, the simplicity of it. But then I'd also gone through, I don't know if you guys have heard about the Life Book, but John and Missy Butcher have the Life Book, and they have 12 categories that they look at. I also know of people who have 5, 6, 7. So really different people, different flavors, same idea. Taking stock of the facets in your life that are really important to you. Hey, Larissa, it is great to see you, love. It's always so nice when I have you with me here. It's fun. And since we're talking about balance and we're talking about all the things in your life that infuse you with energy, so you show up in your life the way you really want to, and you show up in your work and your relationships, and really producing the kinds of stuff that you can only when you feel energized and full and creative, and also by default inspiring to others as you model how you want to be. And I have a wise friend who asked me that question today, and she knows I'm a little driven, okay, understatement, but she also said to me, so what do you want on that day, that's that final day that you're on this earth? What do you want that to look like? And I gave her my answer, and I said, look, for me, it's about ripples, the ripples that I'm leaving behind, and how, for some reason, I want those ripples to be really massive. And her thought on that, her question that she came up with was, has me thoughtful and reflective. You know, the best of things, to have friends who inspire that introspection and reflection in you to see how you can show up better. But you said, look, there's 8 billion or so of us, right? There's the thought that we have to really push ourselves into all the massive efforts that we were doing. But in doing so, I think it's also important to look to see how we are showing up and modeling it to others who may be following in our footsteps. And since there are about 8 billion or so of us, imagine if each one of us did their bit, not necessarily to do it always on a massive grinding scale, but enough to inspire a few other people, right? Perhaps even starting with the people immediately in your circle. And that made me think that, you know, it's true. If each of us inspires another person and they inspire another person and so on and so forth, those ripples start to build pretty consistently, don't they? And then as we are building those ripples, now this is my take on it, that because that cannot help but infuse you with more energy, you're creating bigger and bigger ripples and modeling it better for more and more people, while still energizing and keeping yourself in balance. So I really like that. But I invite you today to take stock. I invite you to take a look to see where you're at, what are the gauges in different parts of your life? What are they showing? Are they a little bit low on the reserves? because chances are they're not going to be all at the same level. Some things are going to be really full, some things are going to be better, like maybe more than half full, but some things it's possible that you're running low on the reserves of some things. So why not take a look to see what are the different areas in your life that are important to you, and how full are your gauges for those things. And when you know exactly where you're at, it becomes really easy to look at your vision, your North Star, and plot a nice line, your map, to get to it with much less resistance, much less friction, and much less getting lost. Not that there is anything wrong with getting lost. There's always more things to discover as you do, but not a bad idea to start with that accurate taking stock of what really is. So with that, I'm going to wrap up. Today is short and sweet, but I think it may, I hope, inspire that reflection in you, and grabbing a piece of paper, your journal, whatever it is, and really actually taking that honest look around, engaging things, measuring, taking stock. I'll see you next Thursday, 8:30 Eastern and 5:30 Pacific next week. Share this video, this show, this session with anybody that you think might need some taking stock themselves. And I'll catch you here next week at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time.